feel? And where have you been? Is this real? Am I dreaming? What's going on? Where am I? Am I awake? Do you still love me? Back of my mind in another place in time. Came to town, waiting for you. Fell a while in another place in time. Just tell me why I've been waiting for you. Yeah, no, modern love. I need no modern love. Back of my mind in another place in time. Came to town, waiting for you. Fell a while in another place in time. Just tell me why I've been waiting for you. Yeah, no modern love. I need no modern love.
Good evening and welcome to the Overwatch All-Star Brawl 5 Championship match. We are here tonight to see if the defending champion Scion Esports can defend their crown, retain that belt, whatever we give out to the winner. And they are facing a stiff challenge tonight from the side of Shattered Dreams, who have torn their way through the lower bracket. They lost in the first week of the Brawl. They've played double the amount of matches as Scion, but they are here. They knocked off Citizens in the lower bracket final, and we'll see if they can knock Scion down a peg or two and take the championship for themselves. To guide you through the match tonight, I am Temporal, and I am joined by the delightful Shy Guy. Shy Guy, welcome, and what a match we have in store for the viewers today.
I mean, this is going to be absolutely incredible to watch. I've been looking forward to this all week. I mean, what better way to spend your Friday evening, or I guess Friday late morning for you across the pond. But like this is really exciting to me because Shattered Dreams, you said it, like we've got a kind of an underdog story here with the run that they've been on and going up against like the top dog, the favorite of the tournament, Scion Esports. I think this is going to be a fantastic match. If I'm gonna be honest, like I expected to see us get a rematch between Citizens and Scion here in this championship game, but Shattered Dreams, they put that to rest. They got the 5-map win against Citizens in the lower bracket finals. They earned their spot here, and now they get to take their shot at Scion.
Yeah, and just looking a bit closer at Shattered Dreams' run, I mentioned at the top, they lost in the first week, And then they've had a fantastic run through the lower bracket. They took a couple of 3-0s at the start of that run, but then they run into a little bit of headwind. They've been doing it tough, but they've been nutting it out. You look at the lower bracket final match they played against Citizens. They went down 2-0 almost immediately. It was looking quite heavy in Citizens' favour, but Shattered Dreams were able to claw it back. They started playing their own style, and eventually they were able to get over the top. So I think from a Shattered Dreams perspective, they'll be wanting to be looking at playing their own style, especially coming up against someone like Scion, who's quite good at whatever they play, whether it be the meta at the moment, the Ryan Diva, the dive. And in particular, I'm looking at the DPS lineup, Dash and 60. They've been doing a fantastic job between them. They've got about 3 MVP nominations over the course of this brawl already, so they've been going great guns for that team. Who else from Shattered Dreams should we be looking out for?
I definitely think Ginja is definitely one of their kind of star players on the tank role, really providing a lot for this team in terms of the protection that he can bring to them kind of defensively and setting them up for big plays. Because you're right, when you spot out those DPS, I think that is kind of where they want to be playing through. So someone like Gincha is going to be really vital for kind of setting that up and making sure that they have the space to work with here tonight against Scion.
Indeed, and just like to take a moment to thank Revolution Shape for the 3 gifted subs in chat. Thank you for that donation. And remember, anyone can sub if they want, go for it. But we'll get back to the team. And yeah, for Shattered Dreams, I could talk about Shattered Dreams all day, but eventually this match will have to start. I would just quickly like to touch on Vanguard has been doing a fantastic job on Diva. Has been getting some great... I've particularly been enjoying the self-destructs that have come out from the Diva player. I mean, it's not necessarily an ult you typically see get kills. A lot of teams are able to work around it. They get the shields. They know how to hide from it. But Vanguard has been consistently getting value from that ultimate, and I'm looking forward to seeing that from today. On the other side, though, Scion Esports, they have a great Diva player in their own in Gummy, and there's lots of other great talent on that team as well, Shy Guy.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think they're going to be a really interesting team to watch, especially as we see a couple of, not new faces necessarily come in for this team, but we've got a couple of players we haven't seen a whole lot recently. Firewolf is going to be coming in to fill in for Niche at the main tank role, it looks like. And then also, Where's My Jewel stepping in is usually kind of in the 7th man role or the backup position. They've been playing a lot with Psy and then Cohesion in the DPS slots, but Where's My Jewel going to be stepping in alongside Psy here tonight, so we'll see how he fills that role and what kind of differences he brings to the table. With Cohesion in the lineup, they like to run a lot of Doomfist, they like to get a little bit divey. We'll see if that's still kind of an option in their back pocket now with a different DPS player.
Indeed, and it'd be interesting to see how Shattered Dreams approaches this match now. If they've done their VOD reviews, they've gone on the Star Esports Live YouTube and watched how Scion Esports has played. They've looked at that Doomfist play, and perhaps the DPS, particularly I believe 60 playing that McCree, has been focused on knowing that they're the ones that have to come in, get the flashbang as the Doomfist comes in. We'll see how they alter their play if Where's My Jewel chooses not to play that Doomfist. If there's something else, maybe there's a Genji, maybe they're just a straight up Reaper or May player themselves, maybe a Diva player. I don't know where I'm going with that one. Anyway, as we are going to load in, King's Row will be the first map, and I feel like this will be a more standard matchup of how the teams play the meta as we start out this final.
Yeah, definitely expect to see a lot of Ryan Diva here, the May, going to be right at home on this type of map. So I don't necessarily expect either team to really go, too far outside the bounds of what is considered normal right now. No one's going to, everyone probably kind of playing this one by the book. At least that's how we normally see King's Row. It's still some possibilities for things. You could see like a Reaper in that McCree slot as the kind of hit scan damage dealer potentially. The Doomfist could make an appearance, but for the most part, we kind of expect this one to be going pretty stock standard.
Yep, and you know what? I was remiss before. We didn't look at the support lineups for each teams. We've got Luke Mino coming in, and PMA Jellies as well from Scion. They typically swap out the supports every now and then. PMA Jellies is they're in the core role, taking out the Lucio mainly, or the Mercy where required. Luke Mino, a little more flex. We've actually seen Luke Mino play for a couple of other teams as well on varying roles. So this is a very flexible player coming in. They'll likely be starting out at Ana, as is typical. And for the side of Shadow Dreams, Alexio and Q-Tip, they share around the different roles there as well. Alexio in particular, I've really enjoyed watching. On that Ana, getting some great bio grenades, great sleeps. So we'll see how they match up against Luke Mino as the gates are about to open. Shy, what are these teams running? Is there any surprises on the field?
Not a single one. It is stock standard. It is the mirror matchup here, and it's going to be a good way to start this series off for teams to kind of get a feel for each other. So we'll just have to see how this plays out as we get into this first fight here.
Oh.
Throw a nice sleep on Firewolf.
Yeah, cuts the Reinhardt off the wall. Follow up, make sure they can't get back to any healing. But there is a great bio grenade there from Luke Mino onto the Reinhardt, keeping them alive. And it is Ginja and Dash who pay the price first off. Vanguard gets on back onto Firewolf. But the kills are going the way of the defensive team now. Where's my jewel? We'll clean up Alexio. And with that, Shadow Dreams set back to spawn for now.
Yeah, and getting those kind of later kills, especially that last one on the 60, going to be big. Denies any opportunity for a quick regroup from the side of Shattered Dreams as they push back in here for their second attempt. They almost capitalize on that sleep on Firewolf, but it really comes down to Luke Mino to save that fight with the Bionade.
Oh, and they made it right through the Alderworth there. They've taken up a position on the point, they being Shattered Dreams. And now it's just Psy contesting for the moment, but the rest of Scion, ooh, comes in. Firewolf tries to go for a charge, but uses the wall, gets the strike kill onto Ginja in the end. And Vanguard is knocked out of mech as well. So in the end, another great engagement from Scion Esports. Look at where they stand now. They've got 5 ultimates, almost 6 on the board, Shy Guy.
Yeah, I mean, it really all just kind of comes down to that charge there from Firewolf. He drops in from the top rope off the top side of the Mei wall and is able to deal with Ginja, get the better of his counterpart. And now this next fight going to be very, very explosive.
Indeed, it will. The full 6 bank online for Scion Esports, so not far behind for the side of Shattered Dreams. The Deadeye comes out. That's the 60, doesn't quite get the... Oh, the Earth Shadow was in there from Firewolf, knocking down 60, taking them out of the Deadeye. The Blizzard invested now by side, Sound Barrier as well. Deadeye's... It's all the ultimates are coming out from the side of Scion Esports. They've used them all, and they have cleaned up this fight.
Yeah, PMA Jelly's there, the absolute hero for Scion in this fight. The sound barrier perfectly timed. He's really one of the only people on his team who doesn't get hit by that Earth Shatter, able to save everyone and allow them to turn that fight around. They had to use everything to do it, and Dash is going to be coming in here with a Blizzard of his own ready to go.
Yeah, Q-Tip crucially has the Sound Barrier as well. Both those ultimates invested at the start. Firewolf with the first victim off that. The rest of the rest of the defending team falling back a bit. Oh, and Firewolf going down will make it a bit harder for Shattered Dreams to get anything done. Where's my jewel? Picking up 60. We'll counter that. And a self-destruct over the top. Vanguard opening up with that self-destruct they are so good at. Doesn't quite get any kills, but it does make space. And results in the rest of Scion being walled off behind the choke point. Almost 2 ticks now. They're 0.1% away, 0.2% away from capturing that second tick. It's a brawl on the point, but Ginja and 60 getting kills will mean the cleanup is there for Shattered Dreams. Once they clean up this Busio, they will clean up the point and get their cart progress started.
Yeah, that fight was on a razor's edge. You could tell that Scion was just trying to wait for Luke Mino to build up to that shatter. They wanted to throw it in onto Firewolf to keep that engagement going, but I'm not sure if he died right before it got on him or if PMA Jellies just intercepted it, but it goes down on the Lucio instead, and they get cleaned up pretty easily after that. So Shadow Dreams able to break through here on King's Road. Takes them a good while, though, there on point A. They've given up a lot of time, but getting through this choke for free is pretty big.
Yep, not going for the classic forward hold we sometimes see. Both the McCrees. Deadeye's online. Oh, 60 able to pick up Firewolf. Ryan dropping his shield just a little too early. And that will be the go signal for Shattered Dreams. They want to take all the space they can in the streets phase. Typically while you do that, you want to keep the cart moving. It is contested a little bit. Self-destruct over the top from Gummy, doesn't pick anyone up, but Sai is able to get the counterpart in dash. And they'll follow up with the Blizzard as well to make sure that Shadow Dreams isn't able to get any progress on the cart. The Earth Shadow from Ginja is there, and the follow-up is even better. 2 kills off the back of that. Ginja having a nap, and Fire will take the opportunity. They'll get nap slept in the middle of the in the middle of the Earth Shadow. I think they got that off.
Yeah, they got 4 people down. That's gonna be enough right now. It seems like they're trying to chase down Firewolf here towards the tail end of the fight. Shadow Dreams looking to keep this going. It's been back and forth, no one able to get an upper hand, but finally the defense kind of backs off.
Yeah, that Reinhardt out of the fight again. You've got the Reinhardt shield of your own. It's a little easier to be more aggressive. You've got the protection available to you. There's a bit of... Oh no, it took me, no.
That's not where you want to be.
No, and the pressure is on. Shattered Dreams has the sand barrier to support them moving forward. Firewolf is back in this fight, but they've really only got the nano on the side of Scion. Gummy is out of mech. Oh, this is not looking good for Scion. Shattered Dreams pushing it through. They're almost at the end of point B. There'll be a Blizzard as well to capture all those members. It looks like the cart is going to get through for free here.
That's brilliant. Dash coming through with the Blizzard really locks up the remaining members of Scion. Doesn't allow any opportunity for the recontest for the stall to come through. They are playing really clean Overwatch right now, and they're keeping their ult economy in a good spot. They've still got 3 ready to go as they move into the final phase of the map.
That's really been emblematic of this whole push as well. Once they got that ultimate advantage on point A, they have not let it slip. There's a Deadeye coming out in the back from 60. No such luck this time. They counter Deadeye. I'm not sure what Where's My Jewel can actually see with that. And with Shattered Dreams backing off around the corner, I bet they can't see anything. There's an Electric Cowboy in the field. That nano boost wears off 60. Ginja and Dash going low. They've got to fall back a little bit. Ooh, the self-destruct over the top. Gummy picks up 2. The Earth Shatter from Firewolf, making sure there's no extra protection for the side of Shattered Dreams. They're finally pushed back to spawn.
And I'd have to go back and watch it, but I'm pretty sure it's a flashbang there from Where's My Jewel that prevents Ginja from retreating to get the shield in position to help his team defend from that self-destruct. So nice play coming in from the McCree there as Scion settle into this 3rd point defense. Gummy might be caught out here.
Yeah, will be, unfortunately, going on a scout and not quite getting away. The Blizzard forced to be invested by Side just to take Vanguard out of the fight, but they used the self-destruct to clean up Firewolf. And with the tank line down for Scion, it's going to be very difficult to contest this cart. Dixie picks up PMA jellies as well. Probably their best hope there being Lucio. This cart's going to keep progressing forward, Shy Guy.
Yeah, and Scion need to avoid getting staggered out here. They can't let anyone fall before this next fight kicks off because this is their last opportunity. That sound barrier.
Oh, the Shatter in the door! The counter sound barrier from PMA jellies just to keep Scion alive, and it's working. Sai is out on the Doomfist. Picks up Lexio. Oh, Where's My Jewel? Not quite getting the dead of 60, finishing him off in the middle of that. And oh, that was almost a sure thing for Shattered Dreams. That's saved by the Doomfist and the Reinhardt.
Yeah, I kind of feel like they used their sound barrier a little bit too early there from Q-Tip. He throws it in at the very beginning of the fight. They don't get a lot of sustain out of it, and they eventually get melted down. Now it's going to come down to this final fight, and not a whole lot of tools left in the bank for the defense. They really rely on Firewolf to build and then land this shatter.
At the first ultimate out. Oh, 60 on top of the wall. We'll see if they can get anything done. But kited back well by Scion Esports. They give up a little bit of room, and Earth Shadow is there. It lays down 1. Ginja not quite fit. No, will be finished off. Fireball with a charge. Gets 2. Gummy picks up Dash as well. This is what the defending team needed. Overtime is triggered, and the numbers are not there for Shattered Dreams. They will be forced off the cart. The supports will be the last to fall. Overtime will burn down. Scion Esports holding just before the end of point C.
Firewolf, what was that? The shatter,
incredible.
The shatter lands onto Ginja. He goes for the pin, and he ends up getting a 2-for-1 there. Not only does he take his counterpart off the map, but he takes Vanguard off as well, getting both tanks out of the fight immediately. That's pretty much fight over at that point. With the spawn advantage for the defenders, there's really no way that Scion could bring that back.
Yeah, but you picked it. File built up the needed to build up the Earth Shatter, and they did. They came through. This tank we haven't seen much of in the lineup is already showing off their worth, even with the usual tanks out of the picture. So Shattered Dreams, maybe they looked at this and thought, oh, 3 new names. This it's half a ring-in team. It might be a bit easier, but no. Scion Esports proves they have still got it, no matter who is in the roster.
Absolutely, a fantastic start for them here on King's Row. This is a map that they can very easily go down and finish off, get the first map win. They've just got to finish the map out. So really excellent play there from Scion to get themselves started on the right foot. Now they've just got to come out and do it on the attack, which I think if we continue seeing heroics like what we just got out of Firewolf, they're in a really good spot going forward. Interestingly, Q-Tip coming out here on the Brigitte for the defense for the side of Shattered Dreams. That going to be a bit more of a defensive setup. It doesn't work as well in the attack. You really need that speed boost from the Lucio, but here when you can kind of hold your ground, the Brig works quite well.
Yeah, we'll see how well it works out. They're already triggered that AoE healing, so with that, Shattered Dreams are wanting to get a bit aggressive. They know they've got a lot of healing available to them. Oh, I think Luke Mino took a bio grenade there, but a counter bio grenade will land on 2. Ginja will be knocked out of the fight almost immediately following that dash as well. This is a great start for Scion Esports. They are marching on to this point, and there is little to no defense to stop them.
Yeah, I'm landing the Bionade onto both of the tanks there. From the side of Shattered Dreams is exactly what you were looking for from Luke Bino, making the big plays on the Ana, coming through with the support to set his team up for success, and they're off to a perfect start here on King's Row. They get to even, and now his teammates just returning the favor, protecting him after he gets slept up.
I'm not sure that was protection coming out from Where's My Jewel. It looked like something else entirely, but I'll let it slide. They had the time, they had the space. But Shattered Dreams going for a close hold here, Shogo.
I mean, this is exactly what you want out of the defense, but I love this rotation from Scion. They're going to go take the high ground. They're going to bypass the choke completely and try to drop in for this fight. And, to their credit, Shattered Dreams just kind of backing off. They know that the choke is kind of lost.
Yep, Gummy doing a good job also getting the cart through, make sure there's no time lost, and Nano Boost comes out onto fire. Oh, the Ryan's taking a sleep. It doesn't matter. Dash was killed right before the sleep came through. Gummy picked up Ginja as well. And again, another fight where the kills all going Scion's way.
I mean, that's just a case where Dash, he doesn't get the cryo freeze off in time, can't get into that ice block for the Mei before the 2 quick nano boosted swings come through and take him out. And without him in the fight, they don't have the threat of the blizzard. They don't have the ability to freeze up anybody, and it's just so hard to come back from that.
Yep, Shul, that was a tactical high noon there, just needed the reload, I guess. Wasted a fan to hammer into the wall. And this cart is getting close. Oh, the Earth Shatter from Firewolf is great. It opens up into the Blizzard as well. Ginja gets the nano boost, but it's going to be burnt down almost immediately. Where's My Jewel finishing that one off? Where's My Jewel with 3 Ks in this fight? Takes out 60 with the flashbang as well. This McCree is on fire right now as Scion push through point B. 5 minutes left in the time bank, Shy Guy.
Scion so firmly in control of the pace of this game right now. They are constantly keeping Shattered Dreams on the back foot. They are throwing in ultimates, initiating properly, and they're getting huge value out of it. They have blown through King's Row so far. This defense has to be immaculate from here on out. They
do have the 5 ultimates available to them, though. The rally will be the first thing thrown out, followed by the Blizzard. Gummy uses the self-destruct to force Shattered Dreams back. They're not able to take advantage of the Blizzard. In fact, they lose dash as well. Vanguard will have something to say of their own. Their self-destruct over the top is countered by the... the great Earth Shatter from Ginja will almost finish off Firewolf. Yes, the Reinhardt will finally be cleaned up. Where's My Jewel gets their counter kill onto 60. So in the end, good fight for Shattered Dreams. They finally had... Well, actually, this is their first defense of the map. So finally able to stop the progress of Scion.
Yes, but they had to use quite a bit to do it. The Shatter, the Blizzard, the Self-Destruct all coming out in that fight, and now we're headed into another Blizzard here from Psy. So Scion licking their lips. This is their opportunity to push forward.
Firewolf also has their Earth Shatter. We saw how useful it was last time Scion was on point C. Oh, with the Blizzard there taking Ginji out of the fight. Firewolf has free reign to use this wherever they want. They will dash. Nicely blocks that with the Cryo Freeze. Great play from the Mei. They kept themselves alive so far, and all the healing is there. Alexio doing a great job of building dash back up. 60 taking out Firewolf. There's kills going both ways. There's a Deadeye at the back as well. Where's my Jewel? But Kinja will be there, has the big shield in the way. Oh, Alexio caught out by it. Now, where's my Jewel? Moves forward with the Nano Boost on them now. It's still very back and forth here, but with the defender spawns coming out a little faster, it might be in Shadow Dream's favor. The rally as well will make sure they have the armor they need, and this fight is going on and on, Shy Guy.
Scion is back to 6 here, though. The wall is beautiful. Gummy throws the bomb over the top.
It takes that too. Where's my Jewel? And Firewall going to finish this off. A Blizzard as well from Scion will make sure the defenders aren't even able to touch the cart. Scion pushing this through and taking out King's Row, putting themselves up 1-love in this series.
That is just picture perfect execution from Scion right there. 60 tries to throw out the Deadeye from the back line. He's trying to zone them away from the cart, at least force Scion back, but the wall blocks out his line of sight, and then they throw in the bomb over the top right as it's about to explode. The wall drops, 2 people die, and Scion are able to cruise into the finish line there on King's Row. Brilliant team play coming out from them, and you know that is why they are our defending champions.
That indeed they are, and they're showing that that I don't care if you're this plucky little team who's come through our biggest opponents so far in the last 2 seasons. We don't care. We are going to take this match, and last time round it was a 4-0. Scion looking like they could pull that off again.
Yeah, they are really off to a strong start here. Shadow Dreams, though, they definitely have plenty of time to bring this back, and you know they didn't look bad for the most part there on King's Road. The defense left a little bit to be desired in terms of just, I think they were playing a little bit too passively at times, letting Scion really take a lot of space and define how that, you know, the fights were playing out. It was pretty much always Scion, you know, being the initiator in taking control. So I would like to see a little bit more, you know, proactivity coming out from Shattered Dreams in the future. But there are definitely good things to look at on their side. I thought 60 was getting you know, some really nice flanks off on the McCree, finding opportunities to get into the back line and you know, deal some damage. But they're going to need a little bit more if you want to, you know, if you want to beat the best, you've got to be the best.
And the question is, will be where they take us. Just a bit of housekeeping. The grand final is different to the rest of the season. It is a best of 7 or first of 4, however you want to term it, with no map bans. So no chance for Scion to ban a map here. Shadow Dreams have just had the pick of the entire map pool so far, except they won't be able to go hybrid again, just in a row, because we don't want to see the same game mode twice. And also, while we're on housekeeping, make sure if you want to stay up to date with everything Star Esports, you are liking, following, subscribing us. We have a Twitter, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitch, as you're seeing right here. We also have a Discord. If you want to join, find the link, just type !Discord into the Twitch chat and the bot will prompt you. I swear, I'm not calling Refuse to bot, it's an actual bot. And also make sure while you're there, you're scrolling down to vote for your MVP today. We will want to see who you believe is the best on ground in this championship match. Who is the championship MVP? If it's someone from the winning team, they get the nice trophy for winning and they get to take home that fake little medal. Otherwise, it might be a little commiseration prize for someone on the team that doesn't quite get the job done here. So, Shy Guy, it looks like Shattered Dreams has picked Oasis.
This makes sense. You know, if we look back at the series they just had against Citizens, 2 of the 3 maps that they were able to get wins on came on control maps. They won Oasis in particular. This is a map that you can go to if you want to kind of change the direction and the flavor of a series a little bit. You know, the meta matchup maybe not working out in your favor. Oasis offers an opportunity to go outside the box.
Indeed it does, though. Looking back at Scion and Shadow Dreams' history on this match, both undefeated on Oasis. And there comes up a lot. Shadow Dreams won it 4 times, Scion won it 3 times. So neither team is stranger. Though it'll be interesting to see, with Cohesion out of the lineup, they can't run their typical dive composition. They've run a fair bit of Sombra Doomfist dive on this map. So it'll be a real question of what does Scion Esports want to play, and can they be as strong as they normally would without their usual DPS lineup? So definitely a chance here for Shattered Dreams to make an impact and get a win on the board.
Yeah, I mean, this is a map, especially here on City Center in particular, where we're used to seeing Psy on the Sombra, and indeed that is the pick that they are flashing in spawn. Where's my Jewel, though? Picking up the Genji here for Scion. So usually we might expect to see, the Doomfist from this team when Cohesion is in the lineup. This time around they're going to be going with a little bit more of a classic setup. Now the swap over to the Tracer, and I kind of like that. For a hit scan player, I want him on the Tracer, and I think this is an excellent point for it. Dash sticking with the Mei, though, in what is otherwise a dive setup for the side of Shattered Dreams is a little bit odd, and he might just be headed back to spawn quite quickly.
Although really you think, oh, the rest of my team is running dive. Wouldn't I want to run that? But there you go, the swap is there, Genji on the field. But they have given up point control so far to Scion, making that change very late.
It's okay, they'll be able to get back in here before the flip comes through and contest, so it's really going to come down to who can win this fight at the moment. They don't have the best positioning, but Scion just giving a lot of ground for the time being.
Oh, and they've identified Luke Mino out of position. The Ana not able to get away. That's a great pounce by Shattered Dreams, taking them out. The Ginja is the victim of that, and with 60 hacked and not able to use that recall, not able to use those blinks to get away, there will be easy pickings for the Winston. So lots of great diving, lots of great coordination from both teams. But in the end, it looks like it might be Scion Esports who come out victorious, as Vanguard is knocked out of mech as well. There's no tanks currently on the point. Oh, as I say that, Ginja is back. Vanguard able to get back into the mechs, not able to finish it off as the mini diva. That's a great start, and they've taken out PMA jellies as well. So I've told a lie. Shattered Dreams in control of the point now. They've almost got it capped as well, 75% of the way. Wow, Gummy has built up the self-destruct already. Vanguard not far behind, gets hacked. Ginja slept. Both the tanks are a little hobbled right now for the side of Shattered Dreams. Oh, and the EMP is there from Psy. Hits 4. Ginja immediately erased from the fight. Firewolf give their life in return. Support's picking up both of those kills. So it's a very weird back and forth fight here. Where's My Jewel picks off Alexio as well. Q-Tip able to get Gummy out of mech. No one's Shy Guys captured the point so far, but with Vanguard hacked, will be kept alive by Q-Tip using the sound barrier. Oh dear lord, I don't think this fight is ever going to end.
No one can get the clean team wipe that you need to grab control on this point. A couple of kills now going in the direction of Shattered Dreams. They finally are able to get the flip. Points coming through now.
But it's not over yet. Where's My Jewel is still here on this Tracer.
I think they're finally backing off.
Oh dear lord, and Dash is up to the Dragon Blade again, but they're going to have to wait for the Nano Boost to come back from Alexio if they want that Nano Blade combo.
Yeah, I don't think you can really wait at this point. Like the percentages are just too off. Alexio had to use that Nano Boost on a Vanguard, so the Blade probably going in dry here and going right into an EMP from Psy.
Yeah, great position from Scion though. Luke Mino's change across the Zenyatta gets dived. The EMP is big though, picks up 3. They are all immediately eliminated. Scion doing what they needed to get the job done. They have control of the point area. Whether they get control of the point will depend on how quickly they can take out Alexio, who's surviving very well but is eventually eliminated from the fight. Dixie won't be able to do much. The point will finally flip over to Scion.
And for Scion, that's kind of exactly what you want there. You only have to commit the EMP to get that fight done. And I like what Luke Mino is doing here. Going over to the Moira, it gives him much more kind of mobility. The chance to kind of survive and escape from these aggressive dives that are coming in from Dash and company right now.
Indeed, yeah. Ana and Zenyatta not so survivable playing against dive unless you've got, a baby diva sitting there babysitting you, but then that does diminish what your front line can do. We'll see how they choose to contest.
Nano Blade ready to go.
There you go, Dash whips it out. Everyone from Scion just runs away. The sound barrier as well to keep the rest of the team alive. PMA Jellies cops a bio grenade. Lucio, not able to get away. 60 hunting them down. But in the meantime, Firewolf and Where's My Jewel picking up kills. That Primal Rage and Firewolf beating around Vanguard as well. Gummy eats Traces, eats 60's Pulse Bomb. And it'll be another nice team fight win for the side of Scion Esports, though it came at a bit of a cost.
Dash there with just kind of not the right target selection with that blade, unable to get onto any squishy targets. Tries, I think, to go after Psy, but the translocator just gets the Sombra out of dodge immediately, and then the Genji left with no dash resets and can't get around to other targets.
No, now as Scion builds up to 70%. Oh, they lose Luke Mino at the start of the fight. Where's my Jewel and Psy going low as well? DPS are going to have to retreat. They try and get away from Ginja, that primal Raging Winston going after Psy. The Translocator is there to get the Sombra out of dodge again. Firewolf's able to take Dash out of the fight. It's a 1v1 trade, but Luke Mino will be getting back quite quick. The Firewolf going down 60, doing the job. Just a little fist to the face. Where's my Jewel saying, you can do that, I can do that too. The EMP from Psy, though, hits 4. Where's my Jewel finishing up Q-tip. The sound barrier was out of the fight thanks to the EMP, and Vanguard will be cleaned up as well. Overtime has been triggered. Scion Esports is in control of the point. Luke Mino has the coalescence to finish those two off as well. The overtime wick will burn down. Shadow Dreams doing what they can, but they're just going to be coming in and getting cut down one by one. So the quick trades come through. Overtime may finally burn down. No, Q-Tip is able to make a back attack immediately as they come onto the point. The Wrecking Ball is back. Ginja swinging around the point. Has the Nano Boost as well. That Rams will be very difficult to kill. And they're wasting a bit of time. They've actually allowed Vanguard to come back in as well on the Diva. Although the hacked hamster is a dead hamster. Psy finishing up the kill there. The sound barrier from Psy will make sure that no one dies. They finally capture the point in a very messy city center.
Yeah, I gotta say, I just love watching Scion whenever they get to put Psy onto the Sombra. This team just kind of unlocks, and I think they go to another level. It really, really impresses me. Like, they're on City Center in a round that doesn't even go all like the distance. It doesn't go down to kind of 99 to 99. Psy gets 3 EMPs off and was, I think, at like 80% on his 4th. So like the dude is just charging them at an insane rate, and his team is so good at capitalizing off of them. I really love to see them in those looks, but not going to be the case here as we head over to University. Much more standard compositions coming in, although 60. On the Reaper, this is probably maybe the best Reaper point in the entire game.
Oh, Firewolf walled off. Not going to survive those Hellfire shotguns very long at all. That is a great heads-up play from the DPS of Shadow Dreams to capitalize on the Reinhardt being out of position. They will take up control of the point right now. It unlocks in 5 seconds, but it looks like we may have someone capturing the point a little quicker than on the last round, Shy Guy.
The contest is going to come in. Firewolf is back that wall, almost catching him out again, and it does prevent Scion from pushing into contest.
But they want to push in right now. We don't care the point's been locked. We need to get it back. Firewolf going on a weird little charge into the back line and spotted out by 60 and cut down. Not sure about that Reinhardt play there. We complimented them on King's Road, but all of a sudden looking a little bit worse wear here on University. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I mean, and that's twice in 2 fights now that Firewolf has been caught out a little bit ahead of his team. So far, Shadow Dreams, they're kind of focusing in and honing in on what might be a member of this team who's not as kind of connected to the rest of the group.
No, hopefully for Scion, Firewolf was able to reclaim a little bit of that King's Row magic. I know it's more of a Reinhardt map than Oasis can be. And that wall there, cutting off half the members of Scion. They were followed up by the Blizzard. Firewolf again, the first player eliminated from this fight. And the DPS from Scion are caught out in this little room. They are trapped in there with the rest of Shadow Dreams. They will be cleaned up. And they're up past 55%, Shy Guy. Shadow Dreams is in firm control of University.
Yeah, Firewolf dying again first, but this time not really his fault. Unless Gummy is going to come through and eat the Blizzard there's really nothing that Firewolf can do to avoid his demise at that point. The better thing, though, for Shadow Dreams was splitting the team up and getting some cleanup off the back of that Blizzard.
Oh, an empowered 60 trying to get in there. A counter Blizzard from Scion Esports to be really good. Ginja is the what Reinhardt caught out this time. Dash as well. That Cryo Freeze eventually wearing off, not quite keeping that May alive. And with that, Scion will make a move onto the point. They've got 60 trapped here. The wall will stop the Reaper getting away as well. Both Mays coming out with some great walls to keep their team in contention here.
And Shadow Dreams just gonna stagger back on here to make sure they get up to 99%, make sure they get as close as possible to the victory condition. And now I just want to see this team kind of give up on these next couple fights. I don't want to say give up, but I want to see them come in and eco push these next couple of fights. Try and at least the next fight. Try to get some ultimates out of Scion, build up to the full 6 on your side, and then come in for that one fight that you have to win.
Yep, we'll see if they choose to do that, or if there is an ultimate bonanza on the point. 10 ultimates already ready to go. As Shattered Dreams taking a risky approach, going through the small room. They won't have to contend with the Blizzard, and they will march straight out with the Sound Barrier in tow. Firewolf taking out Ginja, getting up close and personal, taking care of that kill. The Nano Boost is onto Psy, so Turbocharge May. Firewolf with the Earth Shadow as well, lays down, I believe it was PMA Jellies who gets taken out of the fight straight away, but there's back and forward kills. Where's my Jewel in the backline? Takes out the barrier of Ginja with the Deadeye, and the rest of Scion will collapse onto the Reinhardt. Scion staying in control of the point and holding onto some ultimates, crucially.
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of what I was talking about, because their Shattered Dreams, they get the first pick on a Firewolf, which was good, but then they get baited into a fight that they weren't able to win, and now they gave up some ultimates to try and do it. Luckily, it was kind of a trade there, and they are really kind of even at this point, but they don't have as much time in their favor.
There's the Blizzard from Dash. They went straight after Firewolf at the start of that. Oh, Vanguardo over the top. 2 kills with the self-destruct. Alexio chiming in with the spider grenade. 60's Death Blossom picks up 1. Great ability usage from Shattered Dreams are cleaning up the fight here. This is when they needed it. No one is around for Scion. The point will flip over and only the Diva left, but other than that, I'm not sure anyone else can touch. Overtime, Wickwood down. The wall won't quite drop. Shattered Dreams evening us up here on Oasis.
And that was, again, very, very well played by Shattered Dreams to come in there and finish it off. Vanguard with a beautifully placed self-destruct right on the kind of entrance point, or the choke of the point itself, where Scion try to fall back. They think they're going to be protected by those walls, but just can't quite get out of line of sight of that bomb, and it takes down 2. It deals a significant amount of damage to Gummy as well, and really sets up Shattered Dreams for success there. Now they'll have an opportunity to even the map score, as if they can take the win on Guardians.
Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, we're seeing change up. Shattered Dreams with the Pharaoh dive. Scion Esports willing to stick with the meta. We'll see who comes out on top. Firewolf goes dangerous and low. Great Bio Grenade from Luke Mina will make sure the Reinhardt's healed up. No healing for Gummy. Bio Grenade from Alexio, ensuring that forces the Diva back. Shattered Dreams take out position on the high ground of the point so far. Oh, Ginja goes very low and he's finished off in the air by Where's My Jewel. You can't be flying through the air with a McCree on the field like that as Winston. Luke Mino taken out on the counter, and Scion Esports actually the ones taking first control of the point.
Yeah, and they'll be able to clean up the last kind of remnants here of Shattered Dreams. Ginja just getting a little bit too far forward there, punished immediately by Scion, who now get to kind of settle in this defense. Lucamino again going over to the Moira for the more defensive flex support.
Indeed. No changes coming through from Shattered Dreams, and honestly, why would you? All players up to about 60% of their ultimates. Firewolf taking a nap, but the rockets to the face from Dash are going to wake the Reinhardt up quick, smart. Both the DPS from Shattered Dreams taking position on the point, forcing Scion Esports to come down and contest them. But contest them they do. Vanguard immediately taken out and met Ginja. Might not be long for this world. No, he's able to jump away and get healed up. Dash takes Luke Mino out of the fight as well.
Dash.
Oh, and a great work. Knocks the Diva off the side. The boosters weren't available for Gummy. With the kill onto Where's My Jewel as well. Scion Esports are in control of this fight, and all they've needed to invest is the Valkyrie. They just need to get the cleanup now, Shy Guy.
I mean, that right there is exactly what you want out of your Pharah player. Dash hitting a couple of consecutive rockets. You need to be able to get those picks onto the squishies, because you have to find an opening for your team to really go in. You can't realistically fight a 6v6 on the point for the most part unless the Pharah is putting in a lot of work. Now he's built up to this barrage. He can set up, wait for Scion to push through a choke point and drop it right on their heads.
Oh, he's waiting over the door. Really wants to bring some justice to the defending champs. Firewolf and Scion move on to the point. And there, Nano Boost and bubbled as well. Dash will pick up too. What a great coordinated play from Shattered Dreams. Scion Esports licking their wounds, falling back to spawn, losing Psy in the process.
Exactly what you're looking for once again for Shattered Dreams, but coming into this next engagement, Scion going to be pretty much loaded when it comes to the ultimates. Only the Deadeye not online and ready to go, so they've got serious opportunity to get back in here and to regain control on the point.
The trick will be though hitting someone with that Blizzard. A lot of Shattered Dreams have the mobility to get away. 60's Pulse Storm doesn't quite get that. Whoa! The Earth Shatter straight onto Vanguard. Q-Tip somehow taking out of the fight. Gummy coming out with the melee kill there. It was probably in the air. Ginja has the Primal Rage just to survive, but they are getting burnt down so low. Once it wears off, they are finished up. Where's my jewel? Vanguard not going to get anything done. Gummy getting a self-destruct kill onto 60. The point will flip back to Scion, who's up to 75% now.
I mean, they now just need to win one more fight to be able to take this map to gain a 2-0 lead, give themselves a commanding control of this series moving forward. For Shattered Dreams, they'll be coming in here with the Diva Bomb as the only thing online at this moment. Dash!
Oh no!
The rest should be able to come in. Okay.
But that is a Deadeye Icicle from Psy. Also, now the res is off the table. They're not going to be able to resurrect Alexio. The arm's out of the fight now. All the healing will be on Q-Tip, and it's not going to be there. They're focusing on keeping Dash alive. And while that happens, the tanks are going very low. Dash is finally taken out of the fight. Vanguard out of mech. Dedo on the point from Where's My Jewel. Just a little bonus. I don't know what Vanguard is going to do as the mini Diva. Overtime has been triggered. It will burn down Scion. Take an early 2-0 lead in this series.
And here on Oasis, they just get the opportunity. They take it to show us their immense flexibility and their ability to kind of duel on so many different compositions and bring a lot of options to the table. They don't feel like they are kind of stuck with one style of play. They're able to come away with a big win here on Oasis as Lucamino coming through with the play of the game on the Moira there, beaming people down. And he was, for the most part, doing an excellent job on that hero, avoiding the dives and staying alive to help keep his team in fights.
And speaking of Lucamino, we've seen them change a few heroes, but they keep picking mainly Moira because they're getting dived on. But it just shows a good heads-up play. They're seeing what the opposition is running and they're changing to the right heroes, which enables them to get these Ws out on each of these maps. And if you think that is an MVP-worthy play, make sure you're scrolling down and voting for Lucamino, for someone else in the server who has been playing phenomenally today. And remember, we want to know who the best player on the field is at the end of the match. As we'll see, Shattered Dreams again gets to pick the next map. And where do you think they'll want to take us, Shiga? Or where don't you think they'll take us, perhaps?
That is tough. I mean, if I'm guessing, I don't think they'll take us to an assault map. Just because teams typically avoid it. Like, no specific reason about.
I think for Shattered Dreams as an additional reason, they're on 3 losses, 2 draws on assault maps.
Yeah, let's avoid that if at all possible here. If you're Shattered Dreams, so perhaps in an escort map, you've got Rialto in the pool if you want to go for something kind of standard. Although that has been, I would say, where Scion has been kind of at their best at times. But it's going to be Eichenwald here, the pick for them, and that kind of makes sense. Perhaps if they want to continue trying to run Dash on the Pharah, there's some opportunity for that on Eichenwald, but not going to be kind of changing things too dramatically.
No, but if you're in Shattered Dreams' feet, or actually no, you wear their shoes. If you're in their feet, that's weird. I mean, what do you do? You've seen that Scion has beaten you in the meta matchup, and they've also beaten you in the dive matchup we saw in City Center as well. So, I mean, what do you do? Do you start playing something weird? Something that maybe you've got a composition that you've just got everyone on the heroes they love. It's a bit weird, and maybe that's where you need to go.
If I'm Shattered Dreams, I'm probably not panicking at this point because, King's Road, not as much. Oasis, definitely. these maps have been close. Like this has not been one-sided necessarily, even if Scion has been able to get the win both times. So it doesn't feel like you need to change things too dramatically, but we are indeed going to be seeing a sub in here for Shattered Dreams. Noro coming in for Ginja, so swapping things up when it comes to that main tank matchup, and we'll see if he might fare a little bit better in that one.
I believe it was mentioned in an interview the other day with one of the MVPs. They bring Noro in when they looking to maybe play dive with a little bit more of a brawly tank than Ginja at times. So we'll see if that's what Shattered Dreams wants to run here on Iconfold. While we're waiting to get into this map, just a reminder that you can check out all things Star Esports. Follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can even join the Discord, !Discord in the Twitch chat if you need the unique link to get you to the Discord. There's lots of great information there. This is where all the players hang out. You find team information, you find schedule information. On YouTube, you go back, and watch some of the great matches we've had over this brawl and previous brawls. As we're loading into Iconfold, we're a little bit away from finding out what the teams are running and what, based on what we've seen from Shattered Dreams, we'll start with them first. What do you think they'll run? Do you think we'll see the Pharah again from Dash?
I really don't think so. It's definitely possible, but honestly, he had a pretty tough time of it there on Gardens. The pressure coming out from Scion was pretty immense in the form of both Where's My Jewel and Psy really keeping him at bay. I mean, Psy hitting that long range icicle was just absolutely brilliant, and I really enjoyed getting to see that. But I like the look that we are seeing here from Scion. They are going to be the ones kind of taking the initiative, changing things up as they're throwing Psy onto the Pharah here as kind of the main damage dealer. Jewel will be picking up the Mei this time around, so kind of some role reversal a little bit there. And Luke Mino, I love seeing this guy on the Batiste. That is an excellent pick. He's so mechanically gifted on this hero, and is really going to be prepared to keep his team alive and also dish out the damage.
Indeed. Psy perhaps also a little power move on the Dash, saying, you know what? I've seen you play Pharah, now watch how it's really done. As Dash comes out on the Pharah themselves, the Psy will have to contest with 60 rolling out on the Widowmaker.
Yeah, and that is going to potentially put a whole lot of pressure onto Psy, force him to play more around this central tower. He can't get too aggressive with the Widow waiting for him on the other side, but 60 already getting chased down in the back line.
Gummy doing the job there. Luke Mino finishing off Noto as well. Shattered Dreams, they went in, got aggressive, but it didn't work out. Scion will force them back.
Yeah, I mean, they really just didn't spot out the flank coming in there from Gummy, who just gets right into the backline, wraps around the opposite side of the tower from where Shattered Dreams were approaching, and then gets on to 60 before he can really respond at all. So a brilliant start here for the defenders as they set up once again. Gummy looking in here on the high ground. He's right on top of 60.
Oh no! They do run back to protect their Widowmaker player, but in the return they lose Dash on the side. Psy is able to exclusively focus on the Pharah Jewel. 60 though, now they've kept them alive, comes back. Vanguard picks up a kill onto Firewolf as well. Luke Mino uses the amplification matrix on the side of the point just to throw those lovely biotic launcher grenades through, keeping the rest of their team alive. And off the back of that, they will get the kills they need. 60 being hunted down by the tank line again of Scion. Oh, that poor Widowmaker.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't been able to get into the positions and the angles that you need here on the Widow. Not the easiest point on Eichenwald A to play the Widowmaker, and indeed, he's just going to go for the McCree. It gives them so much more versatility, so much more frontline pressure. I think this swap is kind of sorely needed for
them. Double shot from Dash takes Psy out of the sky. PMA Jellies was forced to retreat because they'd been hit as well. The Valkyrie invested by Jellies now. Going for the Des. No, it's going after Dash with that Caduceus Blaster. Takes a shot at Q-Tip as well. There's one bloodthirsty Mercy that I'm not quite sure the value you're getting as Dash unleashes the barrage over the top of the point, picks up 2, finally taken out by Jellies. Finally getting the job done, but is going to be too little too late. The resurrection is also there for Dash. So Jellies is finally the last to fall on the point in the end.
Yeah, I mean, he tries to pull out the hero play with a Valkyrie there, and I honestly think that's the right decision. If they're going to bring that fight back, it kind of takes a hero play at that point, and he got Dash so low with that Caduceus Blaster, was able to deal a lot of damage, but now Dash getting dealt with by Sci is going to set this defense up beautifully as they control the high ground. They've got Shattered Dreams trying to push through the choke point here, and Shattered Dreams just they're giving up on the Pharah, gonna go back to kind of the meta composition here, and we'll see if Sci is going to be able to deal with this.
No Pharah in the sky to contest. All they have to do is avoid the ground fire. Might be a little difficult with all the elevation available to Shattered Dreams, but as I say that, Notto is taken out of the fight. 60 as well with a great fire strike from Firewolf, and Sci is uncontested and just raining in fire and raining in fists as well, and that kill onto Alexio.
I mean, it's really, really hard for 60 to get an angle on Sci as of right now when he's playing very close around this kind of gate. There's no easy way for him to get in position to deal with the Pharah. So Sci actually pretty safe with the way he's playing right now, but always a threat.
Oh, Vanguard throws the self-destruct over the top. It only kills the Immortality field. Sci's barrage picks up Noro. The PMA Jellies and Sci going down. The Pharmacy out of the way will make it a lot easier for Shattered Dreams to push through. Another Ant Matrix from Luke Mino just trying to keep the tank line up for Scion alive, but this car is pushing forward. Only a little bit of stall available. Now waiting for the Pharmacy to come back. So they lose Firewolf in the meantime as there's a Venn diagram of cold on the point. Lots of freezing available. Gummy is the only victim of that really. Sci picking up Nora as well. Gets their life in the process. It's an even trade here on the Shy Guy, but eventually Shattered Dreams will come up on top.
Indeed they will. They'll get to continue pushing forward, but a lot of time already taken off here by the set of Scion. And Sci, okay, he was briefly on the Junkrat before, putting it into the shenanigans. Just going to go back to the mirror matchup where I think Scion feels incredibly comfortable coming in here. The ultimate's pretty much even between these two teams, even with that reset.
And they've had their fun. A little wall there. Oh, 60, sorry. Gets slept while the Earth Shatters come out from both Reinhardts. Noro is the victim of that, and 2 walls will not be very good for Shattered Dreams here. Just traps a couple of members in, and PMA Jellies is the one finishing up all the kills there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how Luke got the angle to hit that sleep dart. I truly am kind of baffled by it, but 60 drops there, can't dish out the damage that his team needs, and they're cleaned up pretty easily on the cart.
Indeed they are. And where's my jewel? Taking some pot shots from the high ground. Oh, Firewolf with the fire strike onto 60 as they try and get through the castle as well. I mean, you got to line up to take those stairs, and they paid the price for it. They're forced back to spawn already.
Oh no. They're now trying to chase them down, but might have stepped a bit too far here. Scion going to be in a bit trouble.
Firewolf gets walled off.
Yeah, you can't go that far.
Yeah.
That's just way too aggressive.
A little too cocky there. They lose Sci as well. Vanguard hunting down that tiny little mate. There's 20 seconds left on the clock though. There could be another heroic last minute stall coming online for Scion. Self-destruct over the top, not picking up anyone, and Gummy actually doesn't get back into the mech. Vanguard finishing that one off. This cart looks like it might push home unless Firewolf is able to get out here and get something done with the charge. No, they'll just charge straight across the point. Oh, the self-destruct and the Nano Ryan will clear a lot of space. Firewolf eventually just throws themselves off here. Stall is alright, but it's not going to do anything. 0.84 meters left, no one there. Shattered Dreams will make it to the door.
Okay, so they have gotten now a pretty good push here on Eichenwald after a slow start, kind of similar to what we saw out of them on King's Row. Nice stagger there onto Gummy is going to ensure some free push here into the final section of the map, and that's massive here. They'll have the tools to try and keep this momentum rolling. If Dash can get this Blizzard off before Sci can build up to his.
Oh, Noro's just able to escape from the wall. Firewolf doesn't want to let them off. And the Earth Shatter in the room is big. It takes Nora out of the fight. The sound barrier not going to keep the Reinhardt alive. Firewolf gives their life in return. Sai as well going down to dash. So what looked like an almost sure defense from Scion is slowly tipping back into Shadow Dream's favor. They've got the cart pushing forward. They've got no Reinhardt. They've got no tanks. Vanguard just with the Bunny Blaster trying to get back into the mech. 10 seconds. Sorry, 10% off. They do get the mech back. And now Nora is back as well. Has the Earth Shatter of their own. Throws it into Firewall Shield. Not quite sure he wanted to do that as Noro. And now the Blizzard from Sai is on the cart. It's going to make Shadow Dream's life a living misery. As they're able to get the kills there for Scion. Oh no, Dash. Oh, you're going to get cut off and isolated. Bio Grenade, you got no Cryo Freeze to get away. I'm not sure if you wanted to respawn a bit quicker as May. The Vanguard is back to make sure that overtime is triggered. They sacrifice their mech to do it though. Where is the rest of Shadow Dreams? They're slowly coming in. Noro is alive on the car. Oh, the self-destruct will finish off 60 as well. Noro is killed. The sound barrier as well. Again, Scion Esports stopping Shadow Dreams just before the end of the payload.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a little like we've seen this play out before already. I mean, they come up clutch when it really matters, and that's kind of just a function of how long it took Shadow Dreams to push through those first 2 points. Especially the time wasted on point A really comes back to bite them, as they functionally they only get one fight there on point C. Like it's a long extended fight, and they get some push throughout it, but Scion play it slow, they play it patiently. They know that if they can bleed dry the resources from Shadow Dreams, force those ultimates out early, then they'll be able to make the stand towards the tail end of the map. That's exactly what happens. The Blizzard from Sai is kind of the closer there for them. That sets up that final fight, and they're able to do exactly what they want on this defense.
Indeed, and it will now be up to Shadow Dreams. I think a lot of this defense will come down to replicating what Scion did to them on Kings Row and have done to them here on Eichenwald. How good their point A defense is. We saw it didn't go so well on Kings Row. They pretty much capitulated straight away, and that's what led Scion Esports to having 5 minutes coming into point C to finish off the map. So Shadow Dreams, a lot of pressure on this defense here. It looks like they're still willing to stick with that pharmacy defense. See if it works out a bit better for them than it did previously. No changes coming from Scion. The standard messer for them.
No, and I can't see why they necessarily would change. Dash is in a nice angle and gets a couple of quick rockets. Where's my jewel falling?
That's the start you want, and Scion Esports immediately folding back. Luke Mino falls back a little bit faster off the edge of the cliff thanks to Dash.
The surprise Pharah there, that was really nice, using the geometry of the map to stay hidden as Scion pushed their way through the choke, and then in the blink of an eye, Where's My Jewel deleted out of the fight. It's over from that point on, and that gets them a nice little bit of ult charge for that barrage.
Indeed it does. Oh, Firewolf going for a charge, gets stopped. Vanguard getting low and taken straight out, and Noro is very low as well. 60 gets the kill onto Firewolf, but Noro is so low, not able to be kept alive. Sai finishing that off. The tanks for Shadow Dreams out of this fight now. The DPS have their ultimates available, but they're not going to get the opportunity to use it. Scion Esports, another strong push on the point A, only taking a minute 10.
Yeah, I mean, again, this fight really just comes down to the frontline pressure. If Dash isn't able to find the picks, then you've essentially got a 6v4 going on, on the ground. So Scion, they just press their advantage in that regard. They bully the front line of Shadow Dreams pretty much out of the fight immediately and get the cleanup from there.
Indeed, and they're going to find it very difficult to defend here, Shadow Dreams, if Sai can get the Blizzard off. But they have ultimates of their own. They've got the barrage as well, the nano boost. They're keeping Dash alive during that barrage will be crucial. And you definitely do not want to be using it inside, which is where Scion Esports have taken us. They jump over on the high ground, back out of the point. There's the barrage, but it is completely nullified. Sai taking Dash out of the sky. Where's My Jewel going down? Evening out the fight, one DPS apiece. The nano boost onto Noro will be countered by the sound barrier. There you go. Sai throws out the blizzard. Noro eliminated. Frozen, walled off, cut down. And that Deadeye for 60. Not quite finding the value they need. Oh, that's a ballsy res from Q-Tip, though. They get eliminated in the middle of it. They get Nora up, get Sai, but they are not long for this world. Scion pushing through, taking out that fight.
Yeah, and this is now looking a little bit rough here for the side of Shattered Dreams. The Pharah not working out for them, so they'll have to make their own swaps to get back into the mirror match. But they're so far behind here in terms of the time left on the clock. The rotation up to the high ground is nice. It's going to give them some control of how this next fight plays out.
And they've got the 2 tank ultimates available to them. We'll see if they're able to combine them. Vanguard smartly throws into self-destruct. And Firewolf shield goes down. The Earthshatter comes through, picks up 2. Noro goes a bit low, but the kills are coming through for the side of Shattered Dreams. This looks like the stabilization they need. A PMA Jellies finishing off Dash. But you're not going to worry too much about losing a May right here. Yes, right here.
They definitely needed that. They needed it in a big way because Scion was threatening to just kind of roll through the map like they did on King's Row. Now we get a little bit of time to stabilize here, but still, we've got a long way to go here for the side of Shattered Dreams. They'll set themselves up on the high ground as Scion once again ready to push through.
How is Gummy slept back there? Anyway, their D.Va's been woken up. They were on the other side of the bloody gate. Unless momentum counts. Who knows? Anyway, Scion going for a nice rotation. They've gone all the way around to the end of the point, and they're coming back. They're pretending to be the defenders now. Oh, 60 denied straight out of the Deadeye again. And Noro is stunned, not quite able to get away. Gets bio grenade as well. Vanguard taken out and make Alexio falling. Scion Esports doing a great job off the back of this rotation. Oh, Dash. Oh, Dash going for a journey, taken out by Firewolf. This car is going to push home and put about 3.5 minutes on the clock for Scion.
Yeah, they look like they are showing no signs of stopping. Yeah, no signs of stopping right now. Going straight to the spawn of Shattered Dreams right now.
Got the charge onto the D.Va, but was killed just before they were able to make use of that. Oh, this is disastrous for Shattered Dreams.
Yeah, they're now going to have to defend with everything they've got here at with no room for error whatsoever. Blizzard's available on both sides. Dash needs to come up big for Shattered Dreams.
Firewolf has the nano, gets slept, frozen immediately. The sound barrier keeping the Reinhardt alive as both the Blizzards invested. Oh, Gummy with the self-destruct takes Nora out of the fight. Dash not quite able to escape as well. Sai finishing that one off. And this looks like it is going to be all Scion all day here on Iconville. They are pushing through. Oh, and their Shadow is there as well. Scion putting themselves on match point here on Iconville.
I mean, it seems like they just want another 4-0 here. They did it last time in the grand finals against Citizens. This time, Shattered Dreams hasn't been able to put up the fight to really push them so far. These two hybrid maps have just been stellar from Scion. These attack rounds are everything you could ever hope for. And they are just proving themselves to be the superior team so far in this series.
Indeed they are, and we saw Luke Mino with a great play of the game there. It wasn't this typical, coalescence or multi-kill you see from a Moira. It was just standard healing, showing off how to use those abilities to great effect. They ended up healing 33% of the team's damage taken as well. So doing a great job, and it's another map that I've got to the end of the map and thought, geez, Luke Mino did a good job. And if you think Luke Mino's done a good job, or anyone else, make sure you're voting for the MVP down below. Also great candidates on the side of Scion Esports. We saw that lovely Valkyrie play from PMA Jellies, doing their best to try and take the pharmacy out of the sky. There's lots and lots in there that just great plays from different members of the teams.
Yeah, for sure. And now if you're Shattered Dreams, this is where I think you start wondering, is there anything we can do to change the complexion of this series? Can we find a map that just throws Scion for a loop? Can we change our composition in a big way to really get them off guard a little bit? It's hard to say right now what the answer necessarily would be for Shattered Dreams, but they are now down to their last life. If they want to come away with the win, it's going to have to be the reverse sweep.
Indeed it will, and I feel like for the side of Shattered Dreams so far, they've had the best result on Oasis, so perhaps a control map is in order. They definitely don't want to be going to Assault. We've seen, even on the hybrid maps, they've had trouble with that single point defense. So you really want to avoid Assault. Maybe Escort is in contention as well. They've had a bit better luck on that defense or the escorting of the payload. And they're generally losing their time on the hybrid maps at the start. So you may see Rialto, you may see a Watchpoint Gibraltar if they want to run the dive. They've got Noro in the lineup right now. See if that chooses to change.
Yeah, and they already showed there on Eichenwald that they kind of want to run the Widowmaker if possible. They tried to force it into a situation where it's not necessarily optimal. First point Gibraltar, I think much better if the Widowmaker wants to come out again from 60, but instead the pick looks like it's going to be Busan, so they're taking your advice. They're headed to a control map here with the idea of making their last stand.
Indeed, and we've seen them play Widowmaker here, particularly on downtown. We saw 60 picking up that and doing an alright job on that. And they do learn a lot of dive on this map. So, interestingly, they're swapping Ginja back in for Noro, after previously saying in an interview that Noro is there for the dive. Maybe just perhaps not feeling it, maybe having some connection issues. Who knows? But Busan, well, let me just check my stats for these teams. Busan, we've seen both teams play it. Shattered Dreams has picked Busan a lot as well. So it looks like a map they are comfortable on. So not only have they played it, they've deliberately chosen it when they've been down a map.
Yeah, but so, I know that Scion are fully comfortable with this map. This is not anything that they are shying away from at all. I mean, especially I'm thinking about Sanctuary, where Psy, again, I think he's going to be right back on that Sombra, and we know what that means for Scion. They are going to be trying to follow up on his hacks. They're going to be playing very aggressively around that, so we'll see if Shattered Dreams has the answers here, if they can get their first map win of the series on the board and prevent Scion Esports from sending them home.
Yep, and make sure if you want to see how good Psy is on that Sombra, just go back and look at Oasis, go back and look at the previous matches they've played as well, particularly where they've had control map played. You can check that out on the Star Esports YouTube. Make sure you're following us on Twitter, following us on Twitch as well, joining the Discord, all kinds of goodies await. But we are loading into Busan. You can hear the music, you can't see it. And again, the team's staying on the same sides as well. And the first map will be Mecha Base.
Okay, so this is, I think, pretty good here for Shattered Dreams. If they wanted to, I think they could go back to that Reaper composition that they showed on University earlier in the series. I think it could work quite well here, but we'll just have to see. I don't expect a whole lot of changes in terms of the hero picks. No one necessarily going to be running dive here, at least until we get into the later maps of Busan.
Indeed, and University, the only real success they've had here today. I think for the side of Shattered Dreams, they need to be looking at Firewall, mate. That, being a little bit aggressive, it has worked out in some instances, but a lot of instances where there's some wild charges coming through, gets a bit aggressive, you can wall the Reinhardt off. So that is really what Shattered Dreams need to be looking for if they want to get an advantage here.
Yeah, but speaking of getting aggressive, Gummy is going to be on the Zarya here for the bubbles. That's going to allow Psy especially aggressive on this Doomfist.
Oh yeah, gets in there, forced to come out already. Vanguard instantly knocked out of mate. Ginja though, getting the kill onto Firewall, so the tanks traded out here. Big shield left for Shattered Dreams. Oh, they've lost their Ana though. Psy coming up with a great uppercut to finish off that Ana. Again, as I say that, the counter kills coming back through for Shattered Dreams. As the point unlocks, Scion is the first there, but the numbers will favour Shattered Dreams for now. They take Psy out of the mix as well. Firewolf gets in, gets close, gets up personal with dash, finishes off the kill, but it is Shattered Dreams in control of the point right now. As I say that, PMA Jelly's not willing to give it up. Has the bubble there from Gummy, though. Gummy is no longer for this world. And the point will eventually be captured by Shattered Dreams.
PMA Jelly is somehow going to escape with his life in that fight. They don't get the fight win, but he bought them some time. And now they're trying to collapse in onto Ginja. Not going to be able to do it.
No, they are not. Scion regrouped on the high ground. Both teams on the high ground.
All the Deadeye. Yep, easy kill.
Oh.
Jewel slept up 60. Easiest Deadeye of his life.
Sai getting very aggressive onto Vanguard, though. Oh, forced to use the Meteor Strike just to get away. And then Earthshatter's out as well. We'll see where the Meteor Strike comes down, but Ginja does not care. Has the Nano Boost, will swing through two. Tries to get the third kill as well. Vanguard will finish that one off. That is fantastic play from Shattered Dreams. They are still in control at this point.
This is exactly what they needed, a strong start on Busan to get them off on the right foot here. They've still got a reasonable chance in this next fight. The ult's not too one-sided, but the Shadow completely whips.
Into the wall. Great wall usage by Dash. Ginja follows up with a kill onto Jewel. First out of the fight again. That Reinhardt is swinging through. Takes Firewolf out of the way as well. 60 chiming in at the end. Another great fight for Shattered Dreams.
Dash showing up in a big way there, and now is going to potentially have the Blizzard coming into this next fight. This could be over real quick here for Scion. They'll be pushing back in with Jules Blizzard as well, and a Grav to pair with it if they so choose. So a lot of big tools available for them, but look at how Shattered Dreams are positioned. They're so spread out right now. They know the Grav is ready to come in.
We are in one fight territory for Shattered Dreams. Oh, that will be a disastrous start for them though. 60 taken out. A great Pionade from Luke Mino. Oh, and finished off Q-Tip as well. Oh, this is a horrid start, but that's okay. They've got the percentage they need to bring it back if they need to. Overtime has been triggered. The Sand Barrier from Scion will make sure that they get this fight win easily, and they are finally going to flip this point into their favor.
Honestly, this is fine though for Shattered Dreams. You got a lot out of Scion in that fight in the form of the Sound Barrier and the Graviton Surge. Gummy threw that in, didn't hit a single target, didn't need it whatsoever, and that's one less tool that Scion are going to have coming into this next fight. Really relying on Where's My Jewel to hit a big Blizzard.
There you go. Dash's Blizzard is the first out. Firewolf caught in the middle of that. The only victim is Alexio for the moment. 60 on the high ground, taken out after the Deadeye by the Meteor Strike. It's kill for kill for kill here, but Shattered Dreams have the numbers advantage for now. Sai not quite able to take out Dash, who has the Cryo Freeze, keep them alive. Oh, I take that back. Eventually able to get the better of the Mei. It's on half health, but the numbers have turned into Sion's favor. They're able to defend the point as they're building up to 50%.
And that fight is on a razor's edge there, but Sai doing enough kind of in the backline, gets 3 kills over the course of the fight, keeps his team in it, and now this is looking much more doable for Scion. They've still got their Blizzard ready for this next fight, so a real opportunity to keep this defense going.
Indeed, there is a Sand Barrier. Very early by Q-Tip. There's going to be no counter to the Blizzard as the Reinhardts charge into it. Oh, the Blizzard is eaten! Vanguard coming up big! A counter Earthshatter from Firewolf to stop any follow-up from the side of Shattered Dreams, though, will enable the kills to be had. And Scion again staying in control of the fight, even after losing the Blizzard.
And now, Shattered Dreams, you've got one more opportunity and no real tools online just yet. Vanguard will build up to that bomb fairly quickly, but you're not guaranteed to get another ultimate online, so you've got to kind of do this drive, but luckily, not a ton for the defense either. This is going to be a pretty standard fight.
Indeed it will, and it came out better for Shattered Dreams at the start of the map. And 60, that's a great start. Sai out of the fight, Firewolf as well. Where's My Jewel? Picks up Ginja, but the point is flipped back to Shattered Dreams. Overtime has been triggered, 99 to 99, but the numbers are in the favor of Shattered Dreams right now as Gummy is slept and knocked out a mech at the same time. I don't know how you put a mech to sleep. That doesn't actually make any sense at all. Where's My Jewel is back onto the point. We'll see what that Mei can do. Firewolf is back as well. Trying to swing through, but Ginja on the Wrecking Ball will easily get away. Comes down with a pile driver, picks up Size. 60 able to take them out of the fight. The Blizzard from Dash as well will cover the point. Shattered Dreams taking out Mecha Base.
They barely hang on here. It goes right down to the wire. But Alexio, the unsung hero for Shattered Dreams in this fight, hits asleep at the very beginning of the engagement onto Luke Mino. The enemy Ana, for Scion, just completely out of the fight. There's no threat of a sleep darts. There's no threat of the biotic grenades coming in. So Shattered Dreams are able to play a little bit more freely, a little bit more aggressively, and they come away with the win there on Mecha Base. Now we'll be headed over to downtown, as we do have a disconnect coming in. Ginja has dropped out for a brief moment. Let's see if we can get him back in here. Luckily, they do at least have a backup main tank on the roster in the worst case scenario.
I'm going to assume that they're just excitement for taking out the round. They've reached under the desk and kicked their modem or something. I know that's what I would do. I really should reposition my cabling. Anyway, we're on to downtown now. Great time. We could see 60 come out with the Widowmaker here. I'm looking forward to what either of these teams choose to play. Maybe we'll get a Widowmaker duel. Sci versus 60, duel versus 60. Who knows?
Maybe we'll get a little bit of a divey look. Look at what Scion are flashing right now. Gummy is on the wrecking ball, and that might have just been left over from a stall attempt on the last point. But we'll just have to see the dive, especially if the Widow's on the other side. Playing a divier comp definitely makes sense here on downtown, but they've been so good in kind of the mirror match that I don't know that they necessarily want to go off script here.
Indeed, the only success that Shadow Dreams has had is playing that Ryan Diva up front. Excuse me. And it'll be interesting to see if Psy stays on the Doomfist. They're not the normal Doomfist player for this team, that's Cohesion. So doing a good job, but perhaps maybe not the technical mastery that Cohesion has. So Scion Esports comfortable playing the Doomfist, but perhaps not to the level they are used to. Maybe that's playing into Shattered Dreams' hands a little bit.
Yeah, and the bigger thing, honestly, to me, is not Scion the Doomfist, because I think he's been pretty stellar so far on that pick. I mean, it's been limited in terms of what we've seen from him, not a whole lot of time. But I think losing Psy on the Mei is probably a bigger deal for them. I mean, Jewel, I don't think he's bad by any means, but he got his Blizzard eaten in that last map. It didn't cost his team anything, but Psy, I think, is probably the best Mei player that we've got in this entire tournament, and to lose him on that hero, I think, is a pretty big deal for Scion.
Indeed it is, and also credit to Vanguard there for eating it. It's a constant battle between the Divas on one team and the Mei on the other. As the Mei, you've got your Blizzard and you've got to try and bait the Divas' defense matrix out, look for an opportunity where they've either used it, it's on cooldown, they're not looking, maybe they're dead, out of mech. On the side of the Diva, you're also looking at you've got to track where the Mei is with her ultimate, and any other heroes that have ultimates you can nullify as well, and you've got to be wary. The walls come out. Is that a splitting off wall? Is that just a bait wall? Is that just trying to cut off my defense matrix? There's a big mind battle there. Oh,
yeah, for sure. Genja back in the lobby now, and looks like our teams are just about ready to get underway once again. So we'll get going in just a moment here on downtown, as Shattered Dreams now just one sub map away here on Busan from getting their first map win of the series and taking the baby steps towards the reverse sweep.
The inevitable reverse sweep. I read this script before we came in, and it is a beauty.
You're not supposed to tell them.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, we're live.
Yeah,
I thought this was the rehearsal.
Oh, okay. It's okay. It's okay. They're clueless. They don't have any idea what's happening. And look at this. The dive, in fact, going to be coming out here from the side of Shattered Dreams. They flashed the Widowmaker to start up, but it's just gonna be the stock standard Genji Tracer DPS line when it comes to that dive, and we'll see if they can get into the back line.
Oh, they've spotted out the Ana and the McCree straight away. Though in the meantime, they lose Vanguard and Dash. So 60 coming out with kills there, but the only member of their team to get kills and potentially even get away. As Oh no, Q-Tip got away as well, but in the end, Scion comes out on top of that fight, and they will capture the point.
Yeah, they just can't quite access Lucamino in the backline. He retreats into the alley, positioned pretty well to avoid the dive there, and he's able to keep his team alive with a big biotic grenade, especially Where's My Jewel. You know, has his honor to thank for that one.
Yeah, 60 picking up sight at the start of the fight. We saw the first kill going the way of Shattered Dreams in the last fight. The Firewolf has something to say about that now. The Nano Ryan swinging through, charges right into a wall. I'm not sure why you do that, but anyway, the Earth Shadow is already there. It picks up 4, and they're going to swing through the Fire Strike as well to take down Shattered Dreams. That is a fantastic start for Scion.
That's the problem when you try to run that dive comp and you lose the first fight. You make your swaps immediately. You're down in ultimate charge. The Nano able to come through, you know, snowballs into the Earth Shatter. As soon as Ginja is down, Firewolf unleashes. So now it's got to be this fight here for Shattered Dreams.
Oh, Ginja gets stunned, charged, but he's able to get away. Great healing, particularly from the Ana. We saw the Bow Grenade come through. Firewolf's out of the fight now. Gummy doing what they can, taking Q-Tip out with the self-destruct. That's a nice little counter. They're PMA jellies. Getting the kill onto Dash. The Earth Shatter from Ginja, not quite as good as Firewolves. They have the Nano Boost, but they're also not able to get any kills, so it gets frozen and taken out. A good little team up from the Scion DPS as the sound barrier wears off for Scion. They will remain in control of the fight.
I mean, that sound barrier is so clutch coming through from PMA Jellies. I'm pretty sure it was what saved Psy from getting his head bashed in by the hammer of Ginja there. And, you know, that now puts Shattered Dreams in a really awkward spot. They've got to win this fight, and they don't exactly have the tools to do it. The sound barrier will give them sustain, but how do they get the kills?
Oh, the sound barrier required just to keep 60 and the rest of the team alive. Whoa, 60 picks up 2 with the Deadeye. This is what they needed. Shattered Dreams in control of the fight. They just need to get to the point. Overtime is burning down. Oh, it's just triggered. Vanguard gets there in time. Almost sacrifices their mech to do it, but they're able to get on the point and capture it. Oh, Shattered Dreams almost shattering their own dreams right there. We almost got to do letter number.
They escape just barely for the time being, but now they've got to go the full distance if they want to win here on downtown. They've got Firewolf isolated, and they should be able to chase him down. Yeah,
he sacrifices Q-Tip to do it, and the Psy not able to get away. The Blizzard outlasting the Cryo Freeze at the wall, not quite enough to keep the Mei in the fight. And Shattered Dreams now in an alright position. They've got some ultimates available to them, but Scion also has their own.
I mean, it's really going to take something big here for Shattered Dreams, though, as you know, 60 either needs another kind of miracle Deadeye, or can just gotta land that massive shatter, because the advantage definitely with Scion.
Yeah, Vanguard has to rush back to the fight. The Diva's not here, so currently Scion is in a 6v5. Oh, and the Earth Shatter from Firewolf again! Sets up the Deadeye from Where's My Jewel. Self-destruct over the top from Gummy will make sure Q-Tip isn't able to stall the point. The point is flipped. Overtime is putting down. Vanguard finally makes it back, but it will be too little, too late for the Diva. Scion Esports leveling us up here on Busan.
I mean, what are you even gonna do when Firewolf just hits shatters like that? There's no answer for that other than Ginja has to be the one to block in that situation. If that doesn't happen, they're done. And you know, Scion looking incredibly strong there. It's all gonna come down to Sanctuary now, and I have a feeling, Psy, are you going to go back to the Sombra? They don't necessarily need it. They're totally happy to play the mirror match, but this is a map where he's broken that out in the past, and it's been good for them. I'm a little bit surprised he's not swapping over.
5, 4,
Yeah, indeed. Maybe they're feeling comfortable enough. They go, maybe they think they can even absorb the map loss. Who knows? Maybe add a little drama to the situation.
What I wouldn't give for that is Scion just gonna take up position on the point right now. They've got Ginja a little isolated, but can't quite close the gap.
No, but Ginja's very low. Oh, the Boulder Grenade. No healing is coming through for the Reinhardt. They will fall along with Dash. Luke Mino taken out of the fight, sacrificing their life to get that great Bow Grenade down. But it will be enough for Scion to take control of the points eventually.
As soon as they can get Q-Tip out of the area and deal with him, and now Alexio, weird positioning there, didn't back off with the rest of his team, gives up his life in that fight, and now Scion off to the strong start here as they look to close out this series.
That timer there not just ticking up to Scion getting the mat win, counting up to them taking out this championship right here on Busan. They're 20% of the way already here on Sanctuary. As Shattered Dreams comes in, they come around the side. Ginja again going very low at the start of the fight. Reinhardt is forced to back away. Another bio grenade. Luke Mino is coming up huge here. Takes Ginja out of the fight personally. Vanguard is out of mech as well. There is absolutely no tank protection available for Shattered Dreams. Dash will pay the price of that. Scion Esports, they are looking unstoppable right now, Shy Guy.
Yeah, they look like they just want to end things here, and now they want their second straight championship, and it kind of seems like they're not going to be denied here. It's going to take quite a comeback now from Shattered Dreams to be able to take things here on Sanctuary, and Scion continue to be stacked when it comes to ultimates. They're in the perfect position. You couldn't ask for more. So Shattered Dreams, they've got to come up with an extraordinary effort now.
Oh, the high noon well blocked by the wall. 60 not quite able to peek around the side. The counter Deadeye from Where's My Jewel doesn't get anything done either. Sound barriers to both sides. This is a very, very loud fight. The Blizzard's out as well. It's an ultimate bonanza on the point side. Gets the first kill of the fight. And Gummy teaming up with Firewall to take out the tank line of Shattered Dreams. Oh, this looks like it could be it, Shy Guy. 10% left.
I don't think anyone's even going to be able to get here to touch.
No.
I mean, it's not going to happen. The Wrecking Ball might.
Nope,
the wall will stop.
No, the wall will stop it. Oh, and Scion Esports are your champions in the Overwatch All-Star Brawl 5. Another 4-0 for them. They have shown they are the best team in Tier 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big win here for Scion as they close it out. They had some closer calls early on in the tournament, but when it comes down to the wire, when it gets into this grand final situation, they are the most clutch team we've seen. That's 2 in a row now for them, and very well deserved. They exerted themselves. They influenced this entire series to such a great degree. They were constantly in control of how things were playing out, and just a fantastic performance all the way around.
And Scion Esports, they've run through this. The only time they dropped maps was in that winner bracket finals of Citizens. So they have absolutely dominated this tournament. That was a fantastic job. But right now, make sure you are voting for your MVP. Scroll down. We want to know who was the best on ground in this grand final matchup. Was it someone from the side of Scion who carried their team to victory? Or was it someone from Shattered Dreams who's doing everything they possibly could, but just couldn't quite keep them in this match? Let us know as we unpack that match. And really, I mean, it's really hard to find fault with Scion at all in this match. They didn't really have any missteps.
No, I mean, they were clean from start to finish. They, even when things got close there on these two control maps, it never felt like they were, panicking at all. It never felt like they were in any serious danger, and they just closed things out so impressively there on Sanctuary. That was one of the most dominant rounds of the entire series, and they looked incredible. Luke Mino with those biotic grenades, just impeccable stuff from the flex support there. It really was a huge team effort from them, and they've got to be so proud of what they've accomplished here.
And to specifically focus on Luke Mino for a minute, not just that Ana play, but also we saw earlier in the match where they kept getting picked off at the start of fights, having a bit of a rough time, and knowing exactly when to swap, particularly to the Moira. And once they swapped onto the Moira, Scion looked unstoppable on those maps. So fantastic play from that flex player, in and out of the squad, but I mean, the way they work around, especially with Firewolf coming in as well. I mean, what kind of team subs in a new tank for the final match in a tournament after playing 2 complete tournaments with a different main tank? And they come away with it. In particular, the way Firewolf played as well was absolutely amazing, Shy Guy.
Yeah, I mean, there were occasional instances where he was kind of a little bit disconnected from his team, where he was kind of out ahead. But that happens with Reinhardt, and when you're playing aggressively like Firewolf does, that's going to just happen to you. You can't really avoid it. It's a byproduct of the play style that he kind of brought to the table. But the individual plays from the Reinhardt, especially the Earth Shatters throughout the series, were just always on point. It felt like pretty much every shatter he unleashed was finding at least someone and finding some value for his team. So a really excellent job to be able to step in for Scion, to give them the main tank that they needed to close out this series, and they are really to be commended for what they were able to accomplish here.
Indeed. And from the side of Shattered Dreams as well, commendable effort from them. We saw great play out of the DPS players, 60 and Dash doing a great job. I particularly enjoyed watching Alexio play. We saw some fantastic sleep darts in there. A lot of the times they'd start out a fight with a great sleep dart, and that's what kept Shattered Dreams in it for a lot of these fights, particularly on control. And we have, but speaking of great plays, we have Where's My Jewel joining us from the side of Scion Esports. Oh, and we've got Sai joining as well.
Well,
you know, I should probably wait a bit, see if we got the entirety of Scion Esports joining.
Yeah, everybody stepping in here. Yeah.
Welcome, Scion. Where's My Jewel? That was a fantastic performance by you two, by the whole team, especially. When it comes to just my first question is, when it came into this match, you're defending your title from last time. Were you nervous, particularly given that Shattered Dreams had to take down your? Okay. So sorry. Before I ask the question, we've been told that Sai is in here to translate for Where's My Jewel. So Where's My Jewel is definitely the MVP for this match.
Yeah.
So I guess my first question is, coming in, facing up against Shattered Dreams, who'd just taken down your biggest rivals from the previous two brawls, Citizens, what was the feeling in the team? Were you confident coming into today's match?
오케이. 일단 MCB 애새끼들 다 죽여버리고 싶고요. 그리고 유부남이랑 큐큐디 일단 죽이러 갈 거고요. 킹퀸키도 씹새끼. 오케이. That's it, Sai. You can go.
Alright. So he's basically saying no, as a team we don't really get worried. We'd like to keep that confidence, and that's kind of our biggest strength. I think as a team we trust each other really well, and that showed today.
Okay. I want to ask you now. I mean, obviously you're coming in now to translate for Where's My Jewel, but what is it like to play in kind of a multilingual roster like this? How does that affect the communications, and what kind of things are you guys doing to make Jewel comfortable?
You can go, Sai. Yeah.
Well, he speaks a bit of English. He can make basic calls, and he also understands very well. As he understood your question right there. So it's not that difficult, especially because he's hit scan. He doesn't have to call that much. He just kind of kills things. So yeah, we make it work. But yeah, he understands the basic calls, and if the target's super low, he can just say the name of the character.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming into today's match, you made a few roster changes. Was that something that the team planned on making for this match, or was it just happenstance that the way the cards fell, you needed to bring in new players?
Yeah. 일단 큐큐디 칼로 찔러가지고 좀 죽이고 싶고요. 일단 MCB 망해가지고 전 클랜 나갈 거예요. Yeah, that's it.
So, well, Niche, our main tank before. Well, we didn't plan on him leaving. It was his decision. He trialing for other teams. So we got the connections, and we're just able to pick up, some more talent real quick. It didn't really impact us that much, and we just kind of kept playing, rolling with what was given to us.
All right. No, we saw you guys kind of swap up roles a little bit from what we're used to. Sai picking up the Doomfist at times, but Jewel playing the Sombra, or sorry, not the Sombra, the Mei on Busan a little bit. So what kind of or what does that kind of versatility and the ability to flex roles like that kind of do for you guys as a team?
일단 MCB 채널에서 쪼개고 있는 애들 다 죽이고 싶은데 어떻게 될지 모르겠네. 일단은 정액이 두얼대쉬로 폭탄 하나 보내야겠다. Okay, that's it.
Okay, so, well, the flexibility definitely helps, but it wasn't. I don't think it was to give us leverage in the actual fight. We kind of just wanted to experiment and have a bit of fun in the finals. So I think if we ran standard there, we would have just kind of won a bit quicker, but we kind of wanted to spice it up for the finals here.
Well, that's quite a lot of confidence coming in, defending a title and thinking, nah, we'll be fine. So that's great to hear from that team. Are there any shout-outs you want to give out to your team, the support around you?
You can go.
Shout-outs?
I'm good.
I want to shout out Supreme. Supreme is our flex support. He lives with Where's My Jewel, and they're just buddies. So he wasn't able to make it today, but I feel his presence again in spirit. Always like helping the team, trying to get better. And I just want to shout out everyone on the team. We came out today, did our thing. Really proud of everyone. Oh, and also Star Esports for hosting the tournament. Thank you guys. Very fun.
All right. Before we let you go, I wanna ask one more question before we're done here. We'll let you guys go celebrate with the team in a moment. But Jewel, you come away with the viewers MVP here tonight. So my question to you is, if you had to make the decision, give that MVP to kind of one of your teammates, who would it be?
Probably Luke Mino. Yeah.
It definitely did a fantastic job there. Some amazing support play, the bio grenades and the sleep darts. I really enjoyed watching Luke Mino play, so a solid pick.
All right. Well, we want to thank both of you for joining us, for giving us a little bit of your time. Where's my Jewel? Congratulations on the MVP here tonight, and congrats to both of you for the big win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Surprised to hear multilingual team.
Yeah, that's a little unusual here in Tier 3, but we definitely welcome it. It's really cool to see, and thanks there to Sai for coming in for the translations. And that was a really fun series to get to watch Scion kind of flex their muscles and show us why they are one of the best teams kind of on offer here in Tier 3.
Indeed they did. There's 2 4-0s in a row. We'll see what the future holds for Scion. They're currently unbeatable in the brawl. They can... maybe if it's a brawl, we should be giving out brass knuckles as the trophy. So you wear one on each hand now, Scion Esports. You don't want to get into a fight with them behind a bar somewhere. They'll knock your teeth out.
No, for sure. Shadow Dreams probably could have used some brass knuckles in this fight. They could have used just some kind of handicap. They needed something over the course of the series. They tried to make it close, and they pushed Scion at times, but we're really seeing Scion kind of assert themselves and show their dominance right now. So back to back wins now in the All-Star Brawl for them. So a really huge congrats has to be in order for Scion, who come away with a fantastic performance here tonight.
Yep, and second is no mean feat for a first-time Brawl participant. They had their dreams shattered here, but they look out for them in the future. They're a newly formed team, I believe, this year. And they've just gelled so well. They play so well together. I'm really looking forward to see what both of these teams, but particularly Shattered Dreams for the moment, just a new team coming in, and their future looks bright. But with that, I think we should... Sorry to cut you off.
I see where you're headed right now. I think it's just about time for us to sign off here. It's been an absolute thrill to bring these games to everyone at home, and I want to take a moment now as we approach the end of the tournament and we now come to a close. I just want to thank everyone who has ever joined us for any of the broadcasts here at Star Esports, who has ever tuned in for any of the All-Star Brawls. It has been, you know, one of my favorite events to do as a caster. I always enjoy the competition that we get here, the teams that we get to watch play every time. I absolutely adore doing this, and you know, I want to give take the opportunity now to really say a huge thank you to Refused behind the scenes, who is the man making literally all of this happening. Like, I think people at home might not necessarily realize exactly what he does. I mean, he is the guy doing the production, he is organizing the tournament, he is corralling these teams, he is making sure that everybody is on time, and that is no easy feat. So a lot of you know, props and a lot of thanks has to be given to Refused, who has done so much now for the tier 3 scene. So I just wanted to get that out of the way before we sign off here tonight.
I would also like to echo those thoughts. We would not be here being able to see this, being able to cast this for you without Refused. So thank you, Refused. Thank you very much for all the opportunities you provided for us. And speaking of Refused and Star Esports, if you want to relive this match, you want to relive past matches, make sure you check out the Star Esports YouTube channel, youtube.com/Star Esports Live, the rest of the Star Esports social media as well, to stay tuned for any updates or announcements that come through. There's the Twitter, the Twitch is you're already on the Twitch, and join the Discord as well. That's where all the updates come first. So make sure you're checking those out. But for us today, we have seen Scion Esports back up their claim to the Brawl Champions, taking out All-Star Brawl 4 and All-Star Brawl 5. Now, Shattered Dreams going home, I won't say empty-handed. They came second. They get their second place prize, and with a shiny, bright future ahead of them. So, I've been Temporal. I've been joined by Shy Guy. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned in and played and got involved. Thank you and good night.